the same time, being very conscientious about how to use the body without trying to hit you. Even people, just because they've got a silk or an acetate, whatever, most of that's acetate, Taiji outfit, and then the person's doing it, and it's edited really nicely and all of that. Don't fall into the traps. Look at the mechanics. If it seems like it's going to hurt you or you're concerned about it, then you make sure that you're following through with that, making sure, man, is this going to hurt you like that? Think about it real clearly. Let's see, deflect parry punch. So this was like it steps through in this way, and there's many ways to do this too. Step through, and look, my foot is turned almost perpendicular, right? And look, the knee's over, and whenever I go forward to make the punch, I turn the foot. See? I turn the foot. You don't have to pick the foot up. The longer the width, the less I'm going to pick the foot up. The more narrow, the more I'm going to pick the foot up. Now, you don't have to do that. If your stability's not there or you're concerned, just turn it. It's okay. But be sure that you're turning that foot in the hip so you don't put any undue pressure on your hip, your knee, or your ankle. And then from here, let's do repulse the monkey, right? So from here, my weight's on the back, and you'll see people do this, and then they step all the way back, and then the hands finish. If you look at everything I'm doing, we coordinate everything from beginning to end. And that's another thing, you will see, say they're going to do this move, and they go ahead and do this, and then they finish with the hands. That's coordinated in the sense that one thing is following another thing, but to me that's not true coordination. I would want to, everything is going to start and end together. Now, if I do a rotation of my hip, it still turns, see? Working the hip and all of that is more like get this kind of coordination down first, right? This kind of coordination, and then you get into the second level, you can discuss that more about leading with the weights always. In the beginning, people tend to lead with the hands. We want to try to lead with the hands and the feet together as much as we can, and then as we develop that coordination, then we're going to start leading with the hip. It's going to be what determines the timing. So anyway, repulse the monkey. Sorry? And so that's 12, we play the keypad. One more. So here, right, and some people have this right in front. We're going to kind of have it to the side because we're holding this person's arm, so we don't want to hold it in front of us like this, and then they try to grab this or something to the side. So this way here. And notice my knee is over my toes. I can see people do it this way. You see what I mean? Now, if it was something like this, right, and I was going to do something, in fencing, I took fencing for a long time, maybe about 6 years. In fencing, you may be like this and you drive. I don't need that rotation of my hip. You follow me? I'm going to stab you with this pointy thing, right? But if I want to generate power with this hand that's attached to this back leg, I really need to turn. And to be honest with you, this isn't the best on the knee either in fencing. And again, all physical activities, there are things that can happen to the body. You know, this kind of fencing is, you see where how my foot's turned here. It's probably better overall for the mechanics of the body, especially if you think a lot of these people that really good Tai Chi practitioners, a really good fencer, a really good golfer. Most people are not naturals at things. They have to practice and practice. And, you know, you may do, I don't know, 100 of these, you know, in a day, you know, and over a period of time, you know, in other words, you're putting in a lot of effort on the movements. You'll get results. Just like the golfer, if he goes, I don't know what it's called, they go and they do the drive, you know, hit the balls. And they may go out there and I guess, you know, maybe do that for a couple of 3 hours at a time. But that's going to help them to improve, and at the same time, they've got to take care of their body. Because if they don't, that's when they're, you know, in other words, they're not using the proper form. They can hurt the back, or the knees, or maybe the wrists. I don't know all of the physical ailments that can come along with playing golf or with basketball, etc. But anyway, you may understand my point. So to play the pipa, here, 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 see? And like I said, pick 3, pick 5, 8, 2 dozen, it doesn't matter. The more you practice these movements, if you're looking at it for health, you're going to get healthy. Your body's going to get, you're going to get endurance in the muscles, and the body is going to get looser and more pliable, and you're going to get some of that back, especially if you're older and you haven't really done any exercise in a while. Now, other things are important. Proper diet, proper supplements, all of that kind of stuff. But I can get as much out of doing Tai Chi and making it more vigorous than almost just as much as I could out of calisthenics. And maybe in some cases more, just the endurance factor. Remember, not all Tai Chi is slow. Okay? It's not. There are fast forms, there's slow forms, there's forms with explosive force, explosive kicks. Even some of them have vocalization. You know, like when they do a kick, they'll make a resonating sound like ha. And so it's a really interesting activity to get involved in, even if you're doing it just for functional fitness. If you're doing it for application, and you want to learn more about the history, get more involved in depth and all of that stuff, there's so much you can learn about it and see how it really works. So anyway, I hope you like it. And yes, I talked through these, but the point is just take you a few and practice them. So think, you've got loosening exercises, you've got your Tai Chi walking, and you've got your moving postures. Now there's also moving postures as combinations. And I'm going to make another video in a week or so, and that's just the combos. And from the combos, then we have our 2 forms. There's so many more aspects of let's say, Tai Chi, right? Standing postures like this. And a lot of times it's a cool down, do standing like a tree, standing like a post or stake or whatever. This is a good calming, get back here and regulate my breathing again and all of that. But anyway, there's so much more to learn and to be able to do with Tai Chi and the auxiliary things that go along with it. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. And like I said, you can make all these look super good if you want. I'm not trying to do that today, just trying to share. But those fundamental things right there, loosening exercises to warm up, Tai Chi walking, and all those variants. There's a video over that I made that's part of this playlist. Individual postures, combined postures, and then you go through those first 2 forms, the 8-step and the 12-step, and you're on your way to building out a really pretty good foundation for future growth. And even with that amount of material, that small amount, you can get in a good exercise and workout and it's something to help you develop at home practice. Again, if you're learning this or you're watching it because you want to share it with others, it's a great foundation. And it's good stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching the video.